Hi, Collective. So this is going to be part 2 of my readings for today. I was just going to do one, okay, but I normally do upload in 3. So for some of you that want to find out more, it's my last reading, right? So I felt guided to do another one. But what's interesting is as I sat down, right, I was getting the Moon and the Hermit, you know? So sometimes when I leave stuff out, it's because it doesn't want to be told, right? And I know that that can get frustrating. 9 of Swords energy, not knowing what's going on, especially when you feel as though you have to make a decision. So with the 2 of Swords, like somebody is just, they're very stressed out, okay, needing to, you know what to do. And I know that that can be frustrating when you have to just surrender to the divine. But that's what we do here, being co-creators. You do hit these times where you have to trust the divine to lead and to guide you. And sometimes it's for your own protection, especially if you have people that are blocking your path. Like if divine had something set up for you and people found out about it and sabotaged it and now they got to redirect you, do you think they're going to tell you the path, you know, what's coming in for you? And so it can be sabotaged again. You need to wait, all right? Now, this is not for everybody, but this is for somebody that I heavily felt this energy. So you need to know that it's coming in fast. You need to trust that, okay? So, like I said, I felt called to elaborate more. 4 of Wands. This has to do with somebody's structure, their home, security, their family. Okay, but with the Ace of Cups, this looks very beautiful. Ooh, and these, you see, 7 of Pentacles. Be patient, right? I was showing you the 4 of Wands here. Underneath that was Judgment. I know we can get frustrated too, because sometimes like we hand things over to the divine, or we feel as though we haven't, we don't see any action being taken. But what I was explaining in the last reading with the 6 of Swords and me only having birds and swords in this deck was that a lot of times things are being taken care of and being handled that you're not even foreseeing. Okay, Hierophant. Divine is definitely here. Now, I know this is a card of being the student and the teacher. For some of you, you could just simply be learning like, okay, well, I learned my lessons, right? Maybe for some of it is to have patience, right? When you stay in this energy of being stressed out and worried and things like that, it is hard for you to see what's coming in, okay? This is a perfect example of it too with the 6 of Pentacles, right? Like these 2 dogs that are here, right? Like she's got a bone in her hand, okay? And she's coming in, it's like, this is a card about balance and equal, you know, give and take. And even though she can see both of the dogs or whatever, like that bone is big enough for the both of them, right? And I believe that this puppy is going to share, right, with its friend here, right? Sometimes you get blessed through other people is what I'm getting at. Because I was seeing the 3 of Pentacles, and it's like it might not be coming directly from. Maybe this is what Source had in mind too. Maybe they're going to offer somebody something to give to you. And maybe it's a test for them and you to see if you're going to be able to reciprocate it from somebody else. If you're going to be able to let go of your perspective of only getting it a certain way. Are you going to let somebody else help you? Are they going to help you? Because what I'm getting in the past is maybe in the past, this is what had happened. So something was given to someone to help you and somebody went against that and didn't give it to you. And now for it not being given to you, do you trust the divine to handle that? Do you trust that they're going to make it right? You know what I mean? Like, I feel all these tests are what's going on here. And maybe for some of you, it's a test to test your faith, right? But maybe it's to show you that, like, if somebody took advantage of you before, are they going to do it again? Was it a lesson that maybe you needed to have boundaries and not let them take advantage of you again or something like that? Or to release and let go and not hold a grudge for somebody else coming in? Because like I said, I'm getting this energy that you're going to be getting blessed through somebody else, but you have to be open to receiving that. Like, I just really get something is not coming in as you suspected it to be. Okay. So you have to be in this energy of being ready to receive. Justice is right here next to the Tower. As I was saying, justice is very much coming in. Divine is bringing it. And Ace of Cups is very much here. Okay. And Five of Wands next to Two of Cups and Eight of Cups. Okay. See, there's a walking away, but it's an elevation here. There's definitely some sort of walking away. Two of Cups next to Five of Wands. You know, sometimes this can be not always like a competition, rivalry, but like kind of building yourself up. Okay, like these three, like when I first read this deck, I took this as a sacrifice. They brought it up to me again. Maybe somebody was trying to sacrifice you by taking your blessing from you, that you didn't deserve it and things like that. And Divine's going to be making that right. For others of you, you know, the true meaning behind the card in this deck is these three. That's a piñata. Okay, so they're competing over the prize that's in there. So for some of you, yeah, you could have had people that were competing. That's more what I'm getting instead of sacrificing. But people could have been competing. And you could have been this energy where you were feeling as though you had to compete for love, you had to stand your ground. But, you know, and also with the piñata is it's playful. It's not like they're just whacking it to knock it down and they don't care. You know what I mean? Like it's a fun game to be played here. Okay. So, and it's about training and things like that. Like it takes a little bit of playing the game to get the piñata. If you've ever played, you can't just go whack the piñata and just like, it's all about angle, how you hit it. Like if you're really playing the game, you learn the best way to get the candy to come out is not just to smack the piñata. Okay, and just think that you're going to bust it open. It takes several whacks, right, to take a piñata down. So the best way when you start to play it is to learn that if you can hit it at an angle and get the piñata spinning, more candy comes out, right? And then it takes a team effort. Sometimes you might not be hitting it hard enough to be able to make an impact, but working with others would allow that to happen. So it's also like this, how you can work with your people that are like your rivals or in competition, right? Okay, so I feel that maybe they were in a way kind of testing you to kind of see how you were going to handle. Because a lot of times, even when people are doing things that are wrong, they're being tested and so are we. And I feel that Divine, turn this down, please. That they were watching what was going on here and that they were watching what this game or however, turn it down more. Maddie, more please. So they were that this was definitely being watched, but if there was any cheating and things like that, you know what I mean? Like it's not for you to handle, let Divine handle, but it's more like you were up against, like you were very challenged, I'm feeling. Okay. Maybe that's why for some of you, like you felt this energy of like walking away. Maybe for some of you it was to see if you would stand down. Okay, if you were to walk away from something, because sometimes it is about walking away and not continuing the battle and the fight to try to get to the prize, right? You know, sometimes taking a step back and letting other people, you know, play the game. Just like as my children were getting older, they started to learn that, yeah, it's not all about who can beat the piñata down and get the most amount of candy. They started to learn that, you know, the youngest, let them have more wax on the piñata, things like that. And then we eventually started to get to not the race of the candy at the end. It was, we would gather all of the candy and then they would all share it with each other and, you know what I mean, and divvy up the candy, and that was more fun instead of, you know what I mean, instead of, so maybe you're learning something about patience and working together and playing the game differently, right? But I feel that there was like tests that were going on here. So sometimes literally like you're being tested, and you know, when you're impatient, Divine will make you wait. It's just like when you're wanting for something heavily, you won't get it. It won't come to you, because there has to be that balance before you can receive something. Because if you're creating an imbalance, and if you're thinking heavily how you don't have something, you're actually pushing it further and further away. instead of it being in balance and in sync with you. So if you are feeling that that this is you, where you're in this energy, this impatient energy, maybe you just need to relax, right? Instead of making it like a competition in the end goal, like have fun, enjoy the experience. And I think for some of you, like maybe that's what was going on, why you felt like you needed to take a step back or something like that, because they wanted you to be able to be in the here and now, be in the moment, and to see if you were going to let divine handle it. Okay, sometimes we're literally shown things just to see if we'll take vengeance on our adversaries, if we will, go after revenge, or if we will let it go. Page of Wands is coming out with 9 of Cups. Let's see, 5 of Pentacles, Hanged Man. 7 of Wands. So you feel you had heavy boundaries up towards something. There's a lot of page energy. So I'm getting a lot of children energy, a lot of younger energy, newer energy too. There could have been an influence here with children. Doesn't have to be though. And a lot of waiting with the 7 of Pentacles. Maybe for some of you, like you're waiting to come out of a period of lack, poverty. But that's what I mean. Like, if you let like money, finances, and all of that like take away and be like your focus heavily, instead of being appreciative for the things that you have, you can get trapped and caught up in those cycles. That's why when you start to be grateful and thankful for the little things, that can be very beneficial. Like just like if you have a home, right? If you have food, water, clothing, if you have those things, if you have, just being thankful for the simple things, having access, you know what I mean? That can really help bring in more things, because you're being grateful for the little things, and then you're putting off that vibration of gratitude where you're able to attract more, right? So I feel that that's very important, right? And getting into this 9 of Cups energy, so enjoying your surroundings, your environments, and what's going on here. Ace of Swords, yeah, you're going to be getting the clarity, the truth, the download, the realization. Like I said, with the 7 of Swords, there's definitely going to be something exposed. Some sort of lies or deception could be associated around you with this card showing. But like I said, for some of you, it could literally be showing you things just to see how you react to it, right? And it could be showing you, who's been competing with you, who's been, coming up against you and things like that. But like I said, for a lot of you, it's to see how you're going to be handling things. Ace of Wands, I told you this passionate new beginning is very much here for you, okay? But you're very fixated on something. Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles with the 5 of Pentacles. I told you that there's a big influence on money. Like you could be like holding on to money, saving money. I'm just getting a big focus on like money and resources, but you need to let go of the lack mentality, and just simply just by not focusing on that, be more in the here and the now. Maybe this is guiding you to have fun, play, because I'm getting a lot of this childlike energy, and like I said, with like the pinata, things like that. Like take these challenges and these obstacles as a time to play and be in the here and the now. Sometimes embracing those situations, like if you are experiencing a situation that's unfavorable, like you need to know that you're not going to be in that I want to say foundation environment forever, but take advantage of that, it's an experience to be had, and it's something that you're going to remember, and that you're going to be able to look back at those times and remember, how you handled situations, how you got yourself through them, things like that. Just like if you don't have a lot of money, say that you're needing to buy clothes, right? I was looking at the torn dress, and she looks like she's cold and things like that, and needs clothes. Maybe you need to have clothes on. It's very cold outside. You don't have a lot of money and things like that. Like, maybe you're one, like, have you ever went to thrift stores before? Have you ever went to donations and things like that? Maybe you're being called to, do some things you've never done before. Like, I'll never forget the first time that, like, I went into the thrift stores, and that I had never really went into them before. I went into like the second hand, like for children's clothes and things like that, like the Once Upon a Child's and stuff. And I remember when I found out about those, I was like, oh my gosh, with how fast kids go through clothes. But anyways, like I remember when I first started going to these, I was like, oh my gosh, there were like, there's all sorts of hidden gems in those stores and things that you're attracted to, and it's very affordable, and it's a very beautiful thing just seeing the whole process, how people donate, and it makes it affordable, and having the vibration and just so much stuff. It's so beautiful, the sale, just everything that they do, right? So maybe for some of you, like, you know, and I can't tell you how many people just love to go to thrift stores and stuff like that to look for like vintage wear and things like that, because you find things that are out of print, and just so many like beautiful like treasure. Like I started to call them treasure stores, because the things that show up in them that you get aligned to, and especially like your vibration, your frequency, just think about how you attract things. But you know, a lot of times that if you just think like about what it is you truly want, and then you think a place that you want to go, like you'll be aligned to it more for things that you want and desire than you would, because it's like, you know, that like your set stores, what they have and things like that. So sometimes like it's hard, like, I hope I'm explaining this well. It's like if you're wanting to find something like that, you don't know what type of store would sell it, things like that. Like I have literally done that with so many. I mean, I know that I'm a master manifester, but it's all about like intent and being open and learning to work with it so anybody can use that. And I actually started to use one of these locations that was close to me to manifest anything that I desired. And literally I got to where it would be like within 24 hours I could manifest it. You know what I mean? And it was just so cute. It like little things. Like one day I would just be like, you know, like I would start with like little small things, right? Like I remember thinking like, yeah, I'd like to have like a yellow coffee mug, things like that. And then boom, boom. It was just like all these little things, right? But it's like where you have that intent and you release it, you co-create and you work with the universe and things like that. So there's this energy here of like you're changing your perspective about things, you're doing things in a different way, you're opening up. So you know what I mean? Like that's when I started to embrace the situation that I was in, because it was getting me new experiences, and then I started to adapt to those situations and things like that, you know. So maybe this is being called for you to do that, right? And to have fun with it, right? And it's like I'll always take those little things, right? That had happened or whatever. So you'd be surprised, just like the people that you can align with, the resources, and it's so beautiful because so many people that do go to places like that and resources and stuff, they know what it's like to be in the Five of Pentacles energy, feeling abandoned, left out, not having people to reach out to, and it's like the most generous people I have ever met are the ones that have very much to offer. It's just, it is, because it's like others know what it's like. It's like once you lose things, or once you go hungry or go thirsty or not have something, like you know what that feels like, and you don't want somebody else to experience that feeling, right? So when you see somebody struggling, like those are the first basic things that, you know, I can't tell you how many people that offer food and make sure people eat the basic things, and you know how much just love and support, and then it goes up from there, you know what I mean? And there's like, that's what I mean, like it's beautiful, like when people donate, um you know, like there's a lot of people and they have lots of money, they'll do big donations and things like that, and that's beautiful too, but it's just the vibration is different, because I read vibrations and energy, and I'm just telling you that the most generous people are often the ones that, you know, have been in the Five of Pentacles and maybe still be in this energy. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people with barely anything still giving away the things that they have, because they feel that if they ate for the day, they had somewhere to, you know what I mean, that they were good for the day, right? So maybe this is calling for you to simplify things down, right? You know, and if you're one where you're just thinking like, oh my gosh, like I need all of this money, you know what I mean, to get like a new cell phone or a new whatever, like this may put something in perspective for you, right? Or maybe it's you're wanting something very pricey that you don't have at this time, but maybe that's why, you know, sometimes you will be putting the Five of Pentacles energy, especially if you put like material things just over basic needs and things like that, because that is lessons that a lot need to learn, right? That in this 3D realm, like it's beautiful to have all of these things and experience all these different things and create them here, but to not lose your humility, right? And yeah, so okay, I'm gonna get out of that. It's not for everybody, right? But they wanted me to explain it this way. If you were just hearing it, that's why I always say that, like, everybody will experience this vibration, this energy, right? And at some point, right? So, but it's about how you overcome it, right? Because with the Seven of Swords here too, it's like somebody's like wearing a mask to it. I'm getting this energy. It's like somebody's trying to run away, like they don't want to accept it. They don't want to accept the Five of Pentacles. Like, this is somebody, I'm getting this energy where they're just like, they don't have money for something, and maybe it is like warm clothes, because I'm bringing that up again with the snow. And someone's like, I can't afford things, but I'm too good to go to a thrift store, or like a Salvation Army or a Goodwill or something like that, to buy a coat, things like that. Like, that's what I mean, because there's resources, there's things that are available to you, and you're in this energy because your divine Most High wants you to experience this, to humble you, okay? And then as soon as you do, it's going to restore, it's going to change your vibration. You're going to realize why you were experiencing this. Because when you resist something, it's like, say you're not to that point yet, but you're worried because things keep dwindling down and depleting. It's still going to force you to experience it. So you need to accept where you're at this point. You need to there's some sort of help that you need to reach out for, is basically the message that's coming across here. Because with the Five of Pentacles, like, she's not wanting to look at the church where all of those resources and those monies are. Like, it's being right outside of church with all that help, and it's like she won't, walking right by, like, but it's like, how can you walk right by it and not know it's there? She's turning her back to it. Like, no, I don't. So you're turning your back to something. Maybe for some of you, you have others that you're taking care of. Maybe you think that it's going to put you down because that dog could represent, like a child. A lot of people, their pets or their children, right? So maybe it's like you think that by doing this or something, like, I'll never forget the first time, like, I brought my daughter, my little diva, into a thrift store, and I was even showing her, like, look at these. I even found her the designers that she was really into, like, justice, because she was all about justice. And in the mall before they went out of business. It's funny anyway. But yeah, she didn't like to wear Walmart clothes, which is funny because now they're all at Walmart because they shut down. But anyway, it was so funny. Like, she didn't want Walmart clothes, right? So she wanted the mall, the justice or whatever. So anyway, I remember, like, it was a time that I was struggling. And so I brought her into the shops when I was first brought into them. I remember I was like, okay, you don't have to buy, we'll just look for the new, because they have different style. Of course, the stuff that's more worn's a lot cheaper. The stuff that looks brand new in there, it's going to be a little bit more, but it's not anywhere near the retail value, right? So anyway, I was still finding, like, the designer wear for her in the store and in the thrift stores, and she was just still like, no, I'm not going to wear that because it's from here or whatever. And yeah, she had to be broken of that. Now she loves the thrift stores, and it's so beautiful. And even when she had her big paychecks and she could go to the mall and buy whatever she wanted, she was still going into those thrift stores. So that's what I mean. Like, it's going to change some sort of perspective for you. Okay. And I'm heavily talking about clothes. That's for somebody. If that's not for you, then that's not for you, but take that message and relate it to whatever this is for you. Maybe this is getting some sort of just financial help or resources or whatever. Maybe it's getting set up with, like, food stamps, or, you know what I mean? Because especially with the cost of everything going up, like, oh my goodness, or housing assistance, or, whatever this may be here. Okay. All right. Well, I better go. I just realized I'm almost at 30 minutes with this, but I feel this is the main message that they wanted me to get out in part 2. So anyway, love and light to all of you guys. Bye.